I'm doing Ernest movies, and I did an impression of Homer Simpson. That was not a good intro. But who cares, guys? It's Spy Cat, and this is my Jim Varney collection. Ernest, we all know him as Ernest. He died early from throat cancer, I think. His last appearance was in the last season of Roseanne, where he was the rich guy who wanted to marry Roseanne's sister, if you guys remember that. So let's get started on my Jim Varney collection. Start off with the first movie we all remember, Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest Saves Christmas. One of my favorite movies of all time. We all remember the part where in the beginning of the movie he's a cab driver and like he's just all over the road, all over the freeway. There's an old guy in the back of his cab that's just like frozen, glued to his suitcase because the way that he was driving in the beginning of the movie. You guys remember this movie. But Ernest Saves Christmas was the very first Ernest movie that came out. And not much longer after that was Ernest Goes to Camp. One of my favorite movies. I saw this one before I saw Ernest Saves Christmas when I was a kid, and I love this movie. Ernest Goes to Camp is just the best. And then after Goes to Camp, he goes to jail. Another great movie where Ernest is, somebody switches places with Ernest. He plays two characters in this movie. The bad Ernest that's in prison, and the good Ernest that gets switched with the bad guy who's in prison. And this is a great movie. You know, everyone knows about Ernest going to jail. And after that, Ernest Scared Stupid. One of the best movies of all times. I love this movie. It's about the killer trolls and everything. Ernest is a dumpster driver in this movie, a trash can dude. And he's just Ernest. And yeah, Ernest Scared Stupid. Great movie. And the movie that came after Ernest Scared Stupid was Slam Dunk Ernest with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And this is just the last of the great like 90s Ernest movies that I can remember. Great movie though. I love this one. He like gets these magic shoes and he plays basketball like the best. Let's see. I have Ernest Goes to School in this 3-pack. Ernest Goes to School by itself is hard to find, and Ernest Rides Again by itself is, last time I checked, it was worth like $100 on eBay. But I did find it on this 3-pack, Ernest Goes to School, so that's why I have that 3-pack. And I also have the VHS tape of the original release of Ernest Goes to School. Now, when he did this movie, it wasn't for Touchstone anymore. It was for this one company. But the good thing is, the tape has a little bit extra features than the DVD does because it has that, or no, I think it's Ernest Rides Again has that secret thing in it. Has like some cartoon or something. Which is my next movie, Ernest Rides Again. And here it is. So it has this thing that wasn't on the DVD. This Mr. Bell Goes to Washington. I don't know what that is, but it's cool, I guess. And it's only on the tape. It's not on the DVD. Even though I'd love to get the DVD, but it's like over $100 to get that. Last time I checked. But Ernest Rides Again is a great movie. And then the last two Ernest movies he did before he died, I think it was early 2000, was Ernest in the Army. Great movie. Ernest Goes in the Army. You guys remember that movie? He eats those ooey gooey gummy things, and he's like, you guys know if you saw the movie. Ernest Goes to Africa was the last movie that he made. Or I can't remember if it was one of these. Maybe he made these around the same time. I can't remember which one's last. But Ernest Goes to Africa, great Ernest movie. And because I'm such an Ernest fan, I have 3 like mix Ernest sets. I have this thick one that's really thick with Ernest in the Army, Ernest Goes to Africa, Ernest's Greatest Hits Part 2, My Family Album, Hey Vern, and The World as I See It. And then I have the exact same thing right here, but it's like a skinnier copy, just because I'm that much of a die-hard Jim Varney fan. I want everything that he's done. And then I got Hey Vern, the complete series or season. This only lasted 1 season or 2 seasons, I think. But this is a great thing. I really was excited when I found this one because, you know, it's Ernest. And here's the movies that Ernest, Jim Varney was in that he didn't play Ernest, but he still had that, like, goofball personality of Ernest. First one, Snowball Academy. Great movie. I love this movie a lot. It's, if you guys really want to see something that's kind of on the same, like, funniness and clumsiness as the Ernest character, Snowball Academy is your best bet, unless you want to watch an Ernest movie. Same thing with the Beverly Hillbillies. He plays, well, he doesn't play like a clumsy guy, but he plays like a redneck, like kind of stupid guy. And this is a knockoff of the old Beverly Hillbillies. But still a great movie. I like how it has the guy from Drew Carey show. He's not really in that many movies. And then Ernest played the brother of Billy Bob Thornton, who's in and out of prison in Daddy and Them. And Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain. I have this one on VHS. Jim Varney has a character on this. He plays the villain, the bad guy in this movie with Hulk Hogan. And one more, guys. And like I said before, he's in the last couple seasons or couple episodes of Season 8 or Season 9, the 9th season of Roseanne. He's the guy, like I said, who is trying to get Jackie because they become millionaires on the 9th season. And Roseanne wants Jackie to meet the rich guy who's played by Ernest. And he did a good part in this. This was his last appearance, I think. One of his last appearances, Jim Varney. But that was it, guys. And yeah, that was Ernest. What's up, Doc? Ernest never said that either. Hey, Vern. Yeah. I'd have to, one of these days I'll do an acting scene because Ernest is my favorite character. And yeah. But I'm pretty much failing. I said dough and I said, what's up, Doc? What the hell is wrong with me, guys? Ernest movies. Oh, and if you guys can think of any Ernest movies that I'm missing. Oh, hold on. You know what? I'm missing 2 movies that I had and I sold. And like an idiot, they went out of print and now they're worth money and they're hard to find. That is the Roosters. One of his first movies in Fast Food. I have that on my computer, but really want to find Roosters. These were 2 movies before the Ernest movies came out. I think it's the Roosters and Fast Food. 2 great movies with Jim Varney in it from the early 80s that I need to get, but they're out of print, so they're harder to find. See you guys next time.